After nearly a decade as an assistant attorney general, William Bischoff decided he'd had enough.
There's too much malpractice that goes on there, too much not paying attention to what really matters. And for the lawyers, I could be sanctioned by the bar, by the ethics committee. You could lose your license for being associated with malpractice.
The last straw came in November when Bischoff warned management that they needed to pay attention to a case, otherwise it would be thrown out for failure to prosecute. Bischoff says, true to his word, that happened, and the government now could lose out on millions of dollars.
To me, it's just complete mismanagement that goes on over there.
Bischoff says a perfect example of that is a case he spent 4.5 years on. The government sued the estate of Jose Martinez Torres, questioning whether they had a valid claim to more than 250 acres of Ancestral Lands Commission property. The family was given a conditional deed several years ago to have a court make the determination if they did in fact have a valid claim. The estate included the land as part of a probate proceeding and then sold the property to a Korean developer for $19 million. Bischoff was instrumental in getting a restraining order for $14 million that's been sitting in a bank account waiting for the case to be resolved. And in January, the court issued a judgment in the case, giving the parties 30 days to appeal.
But given their history, they're just not going to do a good job on it. They're all excited right now, and they're kind of feverishly doing stuff because they realize how they've dropped the ball again. But this will pass.
The estate filed an appeal, and the government has since filed a cross-appeal. Today, Bischoff tried to intervene in the case on behalf of Antonio Artero Sablon and all other landowners who would benefit from the $14 million in the case, but the government objected.
They say I disagree with their approach to the case. The only thing I disagree with is that they're asleep at the wheel. They're not even paying attention. You cannot, it's complete malpractice not to pay attention to a judgment when it comes out.
This afternoon, Bischoff's motion was denied. This means the parties won't have to work on the appeal to the Guam Supreme Court, and the former assistant AG isn't too confident about the outcome.
I'm very pessimistic about that, especially given their track record. The AG's office just has a dismal track record. In this particular case, it couldn't be better, couldn't be more, couldn't be worse. A worse example of it than not paying attention to the judgment and almost completely passing up the opportunity to have the declaratory judgment of decision by Judge Barcenas reviewed.
Bischoff, meanwhile, has a constructive discharge claim pending with the Civil Service Commission, claiming intolerable workplace conditions at the Attorney General's office. Reporting in Hagåtña for Guam's News Network, I'm Mindy Egan.